Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so I hope everyone who's caught in all this snow and ice and all this freezing temperature is staying warm. As you can see, I'm trying to. But, yeah, we got a brand new chapter of Black Clover out. This was an exciting chapter, even though it was literally the definition of setup chapter. But still, it was pretty exciting to see exactly what they set up in this chapter. So, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so we open up the chapter and we see the team heading into the Shadow Palace or the Dark Palace, depending on which translation you're reading. And we basically see them enter this, like, dimensional gateway. It's kind of like the realm between the real world and the dark palace. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually like a really cool visual. We see everyone just floating in midair. Even Asta, without his without any magic abilities, able to fly for a little bit in this part of the chapter. But yeah, we see them all going there, and then as soon as they enter this white light and actually enter into the shadow palace, they all end up getting scattered around and separated into different rooms throughout the entire palace, which ends up kind of breaking down into we don't really see everyone. Well, actually, we only just not see one person, and it's basically we don't see Nozel in this chapter. But for the most part, we find out that Mimosa and Asta were scattered together. Noelle was scattered by herself. Mario Leona seems to be by herself, and Fugoyan is also by himself. Now, as soon as we actually even gonna get a comedy moment and a little like fan service moment between Asta and Mimosa, when they enter their room, Asta lands first, and Mimosa just falls right on top of him with her booze crushing his face. It's kind of funny. She heals him up anyway. Anyway, he comments about the fact that he's back at top form because he has to mention the fact that he is actually healed now and he actually can use his black form again to his fullest abilities, because the last time we checked in, he wasn't able to. I think he only had one more transformation left, or actually no, he used that last transformation to fight out against Scout, so he was pretty much down for the count. Like that was his one move that put him up on a level to be fighting against the opponents he's gonna be fighting against. So without that, he was pretty much screwed. So they had to, so we had to establish the fact that he was able to use that again. Oh, and also while we're on the subject of Asta's battle powers, someone in the last chapter review asked me if I think that Asta and Noelle were on captain level yet, and I had to think about that for a second because I think I might have mentioned in the chapter review that they were like on the level since they were being recruited to this captain level team. But after thinking about it for a second, after reading that comment, I don't think so. Like I'm gonna have another video explaining my thoughts on exactly why I don't think they are exactly captain level just yet. But for the most part, it basically just comes down to no, I don't think they are exactly on captain level yet. Maybe vice captain level, but they're not at, as far as I'm concerned, they are not at captain level yet. And you know what? I think this chapter actually sets up the battles that will actually determine exactly where they are strength wise at this point in the series. But yeah, so we get Asta and Mimosa for most of the chapter. We use Mimosa's map magic to basically get a layout of the entire base. And what we end up finding out is that they are in everyone in the team is scattered to different rooms, with Mimosa and Asta being in one, Noelle being in one, yeah, etc., etc. And in each one of these rooms are extremely strong elves who are just below Lich's level when it comes to battle power. And they actually kind of give a cool name for them in this chapter, which I don't know exactly how Mimosa figured it out. But anyway, they are called the Apostles of Sephira. Now, each of these elves are actually supposed to be above captain level when it comes to strength. But here's my problem with the chapter, because we meet two elves in this chapter who we know really shouldn't be up there, or at least be classified at that level of strength, because of the fact that we already got confirmation a few chapters ago that they are substantially weaker than what they used to be. And those two elves are basically Fauna and Veto, who are actually going to be Fauna being Noelle's opponent and Veto being Mario Leona's opponent, which is a little bit disappointing. And here's the reason why. Because I think I want to say like chapter 182, 184, or somewhere around there, we got confirmation when they were reincarnated that because of the fact that Veto was reincarnated in a 15-year-old body, he is substantially weaker than when he used to be when they had already defeated him. So that kind of just puts him down on a below captain level at this point. And when it comes to Fauna, she no longer has Salamander, so she lost a substantial amount of her strength as well. So the two of them are actually already confirmed as being weaker than captain level because they were already defeated by people who weren't captain level when they were at their strongest. So these fights are actually a little bit disappointing. Now with Fauna's case, it actually isn't as disappointing because of the fact that during her fight against Asta and them, they had to pull out all their stops in order to defeat her. And on top of that, she was fighting with the human half of Fauna at the same time, so she wasn't in full control of herself. So now that she actually is in full control of her body and actually can fight to her full extent, she might pose a bigger threat. and be a harder fight for Noelle, which is the reason why I say this will be the fight that actually determines how strong she actually is. Because at this point, I would say that, Final without Salamander is probably at least at vice captain level. So if Noelle can defeat her, then that confirms that she is at that level. But when it comes to Vetto, on the other hand, since Vetto is already substantially weaker, and since Yami, even though Yami really didn't fight him, I would argue that Yami probably could still take him out with the Dimensional Slash in one hit as well. So the fact that he's going up against someone who we already know is even stronger than Yami, which is Meryl Yona, this is a fight that, I'm not even excited to see because it's going to be over pretty quickly if she's at full strength again, that is. Plus, if you already watched my video about the 10 things I want to see, or the 5 things I want to see happen in the series before the arc ends, you know that I said that basically I want to see a rematch between Meryl Yona and Raya. And if she's going to be going up against Vetto, I don't see her facing him. I can probably see maybe he's probably going to be in Nozelle's opponent at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I don't actually see her fighting him on top of fighting Vetto. So that's still a little disappointing. But, here's hoping it actually does end up happening. Now, we do set up 2 other fights. It's going to be Aston Mimosa going up against Lil, which is a little interesting in a way because we haven't really seen Asta and Lil fight to their full extent yet. And I'm actually kind of interested in seeing exactly how Asta's powers and Mimosa backing him up actually do fare against Lil in L form. So, I'm interested in seeing what happens with that. But the fight I'm actually the most interested in now is the fight that Fugoyon's getting into, because we see that he's actually going up against the elf version of the brand new captain of the Purple Orcas, which we have no idea what his magic is about at all. We have not seen him use magic one time. And in this chapter, depending on what translation you read, at the end of the chapter when Fugoyon's facing against him, he calls him the kingdom's ultimate shield, which, implies that he uses defensive type magic. So I'm really interested in seeing exactly what he can do. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the chapter. That's it for the review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below with your thoughts and theories. Like I said, this was the definition of a setup chapter. There's no real other way to describe it. It's pure setup for the fight that we're going to be seeing in the next few chapters. I'm guessing we're probably going to focus on, I want to say, Meryl Yona's fight first, because her fight's going to be the quickest, most likely. So yeah, we'll probably see that in next week's chapter. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later. Peace.